What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday here on your Totally Cool channel. This is what we're gonna bring to you today. I'm Big Joe, taking you to another toy adventure on Third Earth with another ThunderCats figure. This is none other than the huge villain, huge bully of a villain. See if you can get any worse if you're a villain. The evil Ratar-O. Yeah, Ratar-O is a rat. Hence the name Ratar-O, like lion-O. Somehow I think the creators of the ThunderCats had a issue with the letter O. I don't know. Maybe they just came up short with creative names. But let's take a look at Ratar-O. He's a very imposing figure. He's a very, very menacing looking figure. And let's read the bio while you're looking at it. Ratar-O is a mutant commander and captain of the spaceship known as the Rat Star. Wow, that's unique. That's, what do you call this? That is very, very creative. A cunning military strategist, Ratar-O poses a deadly threat to the ThunderCats, particularly when he wields the powerful rat's eyes as his weapon. So he's got the Eye of Lion-O has the Eye of Thundera, and he's got the rat's eyes because he's Ratar-O. Witty, witty, witty. Slythe once served under him as a field cook. So one of the main villains of the ThunderCats universe was actually a lowly minion of Ratar-O. He was a field cook, a fact that Ratar-O will never let him forget. Although Ratar-O is loathed by most of the other mutants, he is respected by Vultureman, the one mutant Ratar-O seems to favor. So he's another mutant, the Vultureman, Jackalman. We'll show you those guys, the original guys, in future episodes. But for the meantime, you see him through the window. You see the animated look. And he's got a very simple packaging. We've got the bio at the bottom. Let's open him up and show you what he's got. I hope I don't tear this one just like I did a few of the ones before it. Okay. It's quite heavy. Now this one, before I set the box aside, this one has the traditional sleeve, so it came in the first few waves. So this is one of the, I think, first 6 waves. Now they've done away with the sleeve. I don't know why. Probably because they want to save on packaging. That means its ties are not reusable, and you have to cut it open or cut it off. Let's do that so we can take him out of the box. Or the clamshell. There we go. There we go. There we go. So how, okay. Be careful. That's a good way of doing it, but you might, this is like plastic rubber, so it might, okay. There is, I just found out there is a taped cover on his feet, probably so that he wouldn't fall out. So take that off take this off before you take him out, and he's gonna come out easier without that. Okay. Hey, yikes. Heavy. He's probably the heaviest figure we've opened so far. Let's see that. Stand up, bro. Stand up, Ratar-O. There he is. Okay, that's him. That's him. Okay. As I always do, I try to avoid the articulation review, but in this case we can't really avoid it because he's got very, very distinct articulation points. Shoulders, yep, this one goes up. The elbows are also pinless. The head, very limited movement because of the back of the head. So just like that. The tail actually is movable. So it's pretty nice touch. You can move it side to side and then a little bit around side to side. And then you've got the pinless knees as well. Pretty good, pretty solid. Very limited waist movement. Actually, probably no waist movement at all. Just, yeah, very minimal. Okay, now it's moving. But the sad part is when you move the waist, the top of the buckle actually moves with it. Not a good touch. Not a good look. Not a good thing to do. Okay. Now, the color is right on the money. It's spot on with what we saw Ratar-O have during the limited run of the Thundercats. Okay. And I think I'd like to see him with a rat's eyes. Let's go into the accessories first. Okay. Take this off, if you please. You've got an extra pair of hands. You've got some lighting effects, or effects that you could attach probably to his size, not size, S-I-Z-E, size, a Japanese weapon. And you've got an open mouth, alternate head, and then you've got another effect here. So very limited in terms of accessories and add-ons, but he is not he's not a figure that you would think they scrimped on, because the detail on the weapons alone, look at these. Just look at these. Look at the gold on these. You know, if you run out of money, maybe you could do something with it. Let's put it in his hands and see how bad he looks. Ooh. Yep. He looks nasty. Look at that. Look at that. I love the solid center of gravity. Easy to make him stand. Easy to pose him. Got two alternate hands. I don't know where these go, but I don't even want to figure out. I don't want to try now. Let's look at these effects. What do they do? Where are you supposed to go? Could be here. Ooh. Yeah, I'll try that some other time. No. It's fascinating. It's fascinating because it's supposed to flow through. Looks like what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. I don't want to scratch it. I don't want to ruin it. But these look like they go through. They go on here to make it. I think. What do you think? Yeah, it looks like that, right? Looks like it's supposed to go in there. Okay. Okay, let's try this one more time. Nope. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll do it better next time. I'll probably show a few pictures of him and the effects. That's with that being said, let's move on to the alternate head. We don't talk about this as much on this channel, but if you look at the paint scheme, if you look at the paint job, the Super 7 Ultimates is probably one of the most finely painted figures or toys out there. Okay? There are some that make you question why you ever bought it, but if the artwork and the paint job is never gonna let you down, okay? This is just, look at that look. Look at that, look at that face. Like, it's, yeah. And you've got the accent of the gold. You've got the whiskers that look like a mustache. And then you've got the blue. Then you've got the red. You know? If anything, if Super 7 gets anything right, Silverhawks and Thundercats alike, it's the paint. They are well painted, well colored figures. So let's do a toy review. Do you want to do a toy review? This one looks, he's like, this one looks la, right? So that's a good guy. That's a, you know, I'm looking for cheese. Okay, this one's like he's cooking noodles. All right, let's do a toy review. First impression, Ratar-O was imposing. Even inside the box, even with the limited accessories, he looked like I gotta have that. He's a memorable character from the Thundercats universe. He's a memorable character, even though he had very limited screen time, because the screen time for the mutants were mostly Slythe, Jackalman, Vultureman, and Monkeyan. But he was a welcome addition to the mutants because he was not a Mumra level villain, but he was also not as slow-witted as the other mutants who were just really cannon fodder or henchmen. This one was more of like, if there was if Mumra had a military organization, he would probably be a lieutenant or maybe even a high-ranking sergeant. But he had the wits and the brain power to come and cross the Thundercats without having to go purely magically evil like Mumra. So he was formidable as a villain, and as a toy, he looks the same. So that's what you want when I do first impressions. It's always, does the character translate to the toy? And in this case, the toy translates well. All right. Playability, very limited, but I like the effects. It adds a little bit more zing to the product. It adds more. It adds more flexibility for the imagination. Take it somewhere. You got the effects. You can recreate some scenes in the movie in the cartoons. Shelf appeal, that's where it goes up a notch. It's a very imposing figure. It could easily give Lion-O a run for its money. If you stand it beside him, he's going to look like he can take Lion-O down. He could even take 2 or 3 Thundercats at the same time. The size equates really well, and he can match up against the bigger and more muscular Thundercats, even though he's got the belly of a dad bod. All right. Shelf appeal. Yep, we're done with that. Price point. This was a bit more expensive than your regular Thundercats, and I found it acceptable because look at the size of him. Although they did kind of compensate with fewer accessories or lesser accessories, he was able to make up for it with the accents, with the weapons, with the effects. So he is, I think, worth the money paid, the money that I paid for him. All right. So let's do a final toy review. Is he not cool? Is he cool? Is he totally cool? Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments box. If we have the same thought, let me know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think he's cool. I think he's cool. Well, why did Roberville warrant a totally cool? Because you can't really do much with him, but he has that memory. This is more of a minor or middling character, but he is actually cool. He could have been totally cool if he had more accessories, but what else can you do with him? He didn't really do much in the cartoons. This is as good as it gets. But he is cool because he can be a formidable and imposing action figure beside the Thundercats. All right, he can make them sweat bullets, if you know what I mean. All right, so that ends this review and unboxing, and thank you for watching us until the end. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell button, and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. All right, so this is Big Joe. We've come to the end of the show, reminding you, Toy Fam, toys are not just cool. They're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.